User Mood Recognition and Further Dialog Support by Solomiia Kubinska. This solution will allow to communicate with humans and recognize their mood. In the future, this project can be used to collect analytics on user speech and train of other speech recognition systems. Object and subject of study. The object of the study is to determine the capabilities of NLP systems in using sentiment analysis in the user's text to further support the conversation in Ukrainian. The subject of the research is to determine the quality of NLP products for the Ukrainian language. Technologies for development. Node-RED. The owner of it is IBM. Description. Node-RED is a programming tool for wiring together hardware devices, APIs, and online services in new and interesting ways. It provides a browser-based editor that makes it easy to wire together flows using the wide range of nodes in the palette that can be deployed to its runtime in a single click, and it's free. Also, another component is MongoDB. Why MongoDB? It is a great choice if developers need to represent data with natural clusters and variability over time or in its structure, support rapid iterative development, enable collaboration of a large number of teams, scale to high levels of read and write traffic, scale data repository to a massive size, evolve the type of deployment as the business changes, store, manage, and search data with text, geospatial or time series dimensions. The class diagram is presented in here for the following system. The class diagram is the main building block of object-oriented modeling. It is used for general conceptual modeling of the structure of the application and for detailed modeling, translating the models into programming code. Class diagrams can also be used for data modeling. So the following class diagram includes 4 classes: its user, system, Dialogflow, and MongoDB. User has attributes like messenger ID, name, and preferences, and function share info. System has attributes as user's information and Dialogflow access, and has functions like say info, ask questions, API integration, messenger integration, and Dialogflow integration. Dialogflow has attributes like agent ID, session ID, and context, and functions detect intent and detect entities. MongoDB attributes are user ID, messenger ID, name, preferences, and user input, and functions are save info and update info. One system has multiple users, and one system is integrated only with one Dialogflow, as for MongoDB too. Dialogflow credentials. To start developing the system, I needed to generate a Dialogflow credentials to combine all components together. To do it, I went to the console to generate keys with admin access to Dialogflow. Looking at it step by step is go to the credential section, select create credentials and service account, then fill in service account name field and click create. Next step was deploying Node-RED on IBM. IBM stands by International Business Machines, and it's the global technology company that provides hardware, software, cloud-based services, and cognitive computing. The company is now transitioning from being an infrastructure player to one that is more cloud and data-driven. So one instance for Node-RED is running and its health check is 100% okay. So now I can move on to telling you about connecting Dialogflow with an address, and I did it with the help of the custom Dialogflow node. The token and info that I have generated previously, I just have put in the following fields in this node and selected the right language for this project, which is Ukrainian. Also, I have enabled query params and debug, and it will help me to make the recognition better. Then I want to generate a Telegram token to connect Telegram to as one of the bot components. Then testing connection. I begin this dialog with /start, which is the bot command to begin the dialog with, and then just went to type the phrases the Dialogflow was trained to understand. Summary. In this work, I have also created MongoDB and with the following fields, like the user ID in the system is the chat ID of the user in Telegram, additional username is saved, user input, it's a user message. They are added dynamically and depend on the number of times that the user has used the bot. And output context, it's the context that comes from Dialogflow. A new one is saved with each new response from the service. Also, Node-RED connects all the components together. It has connection to Telegram via API, webhook set up to connect to Telegram, custom node for Dialogflow connection, and custom node for Mongo connection. Thank you for attention.